Podcast. My name is Lauren.
And my name is Alex. We are best friends and the most basic bitches, embracing the shameless pleasures of the basic culture.
We love to talk about anything and everything bachelor. Relationships, sex, wine, you name it. We're going to talk about it.
Tune in every Tuesday for new episodes to hear our uncensored thoughts on the most basic things.
Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review.
Now let's get down to basics.
Here we go.
Our first podcast.
It is Friday, January 17th, 2020.
At 9:36 p.m.
We've been talking about doing this podcast for a while now, so this is pretty exciting.
We have some wine in front of us.
Cheers. My name is Lauren.
And my name is Alex.
And we are best friends of, I don't even know how many years, but...
almost 15 years.
Yeah, we met in middle school, and we have been friends ever since. And we've just been talking about having a podcast for a while. We're big fans of other podcasts, and thought we could bring something new to the table with our sass and sarcasm, so we're taking a stab at it. So according to Urban Dictionary, a basic bitch is someone who is unflinchingly upholding of the status quo and stereotypes of their gender without even realizing it. She engages in typical unoriginal behaviors, like hosting a podcast called The Basic Bitch Podcast. Modes of dress, i.e. Uggs, leggings, and North Face. Maybe that's just a Northwest thing.
And Starbucks.
Starbucks. And did I say Uggs? Yes. Speech and likes. She is tragically and laughably unaware of her utter lack of specialness and intrigue. This is literally me. She believes herself to be unique, fly, amazing, and a complete catch when really she is boring, painfully normal, and par.
Every Instagram quote model.
Yeah, but we're not par. I mean, we're pretty basic and normal, but I wouldn't say that is a bad thing. Anyway, continuing on with this Urban Dictionary definition, she believes her experiences to be crazy, wild, and different, or somehow more special than everything that everybody else is doing, when really almost everyone is doing or has done the exact same thing. AKA, I'm in Thailand, bitches. I'm gonna ride an elephant, save the elephants.
I'm going to Mexico to an all-inclusive resort.
Pina colada, anybody?
Let's go wine tasting.
In this voice. She's a typical dime a dozen. There are many subtypes of basicness, such as the basic ratchet, the basic sorority bitch, the basic groupie bitch, and the basic I'm so Carrie from Sex and the City bitch. But ultimately, they all share the common thread of being expendable and unnoteworthy, and in some cases having absolutely no redeeming qualities. That's a jab.
Yeah.
And the example here
I think I have redeeming qualities.
I mean, we both do. We can talk about that later, but the example that it gives here is, I've got to get to Hollister and Bath & Body Works for the third time this week. They just announced a new sale. I don't know how I'll ever fit that mani-pedi with Amanda and Brittany today. Ugh. I'm just going to call in sick with my period. I need a pumpkin spice latte or a Cosmo right now. I can't even handle this pressure. Can we go to Applebee's for dinner tonight? Shout out Applebee's.
Hey,
that new
wings though.
That new Shia LaBeouf movie. Love him.
Okay, but when was the last time Shia LaBeouf was in a movie?
That's what I'm saying. He's off his rocker.
Also, there's nothing wrong with going to Bath and Body Works, because I was there a couple of weeks ago and they have some bum ass candles.
Okay, but here's the other thing. Speaking of a Cosmo, like Sex in the City, that's Carrie's go-to drink.
Yeah.
Have you ever actually ordered a Cosmo?
A lot.
When?
Like all through my early 20s. That was my drink.
Really? My go-to was like a vodka cran with a lime.
My 21st birthday, all I drank was lemon drops. You weren't there for my 21st birthday.
But what even is a Cosmo?
Cosmo is vodka, cran, and lime juice.
Oh, so a vodka cran basically, but without the ice. They just strain it.
I think some triple sec. They shake it really good and then strain it.
I see. Well, I'm offended by this definition. That's not what we think of the word basic bitch. I mean, there are some keywords in there, but if you're listening to this podcast and you think you're a basic bitch, we love you. And
we're here with you.
We're here with you. As Alex is wearing her leopard sweater, I'm wearing my camo pajama set with our rosé and a Diet Coke on the side. I don't think we could get any more basic than that.
And candy.
And candy. Yeah, I can't forget that. So every episode of this podcast will be a little bit different, but 3 consistent things. During Bachelor season, for y'all Bachelor fans out there, shout out Caitlin Bristow, shout out Ashley I, shout out Becca Tilley for the podcast inspiration, #1 fan right here. Anywho, during Bachelor, Bachelorette, or Bachelor in Paradise seasons, we will be covering some content. First is my favorite, which is going to be the overreaction of the week. And
my favorite,
yep,
the predictions.
Yes, so kind of highlighting the previous episode that we watched that Monday night when we're recording this podcast. We're thinking about doing like live reactions during, not live, but recorded reactions during the show. So we, Alex and I, have been watching The Bachelor, Bachelor in Paradise, Bachelorette, blah, 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 for years now.
Blah, blah, blah.
Well, there's so many, Winter Games. There used to be Bachelor Pad. Anyway,
Which they haven't done in Winter Games in...
Well, it's only Olympic season.
I know.
It was the first, and it was a great success in my opinion.
I want them to do it every winter.
I know. Maybe aren't we coming up on an Olympic year? Anyway,
yeah,
we'll have to check into that. But covering in between segments, so during commercials, we'll be kind of having some live reaction, and then we'll do a recap afterward. But Alex is most pumped about looking forward to the next week and making
predictions.
And then of course, like, I'm a big like e-news, like BuzzFeed junkie, so any like Bachelor Nation related news that's come up.
Lauren Zima, I'm coming for you.
Big Lauren Zima fans. Big Chris Harrison fans.
Yes. When are they gonna get engaged? Like,
I don't know.
But I also wonder, like, when they go to like dinner at night, like, what do they talk about?
I feel like it would suck because, sorry, I just put a piece of popcorn in my mouth, but I feel like it would suck because Chris knows that he shouldn't share some information with her because she is literally an ET news reporter.
But do you think he shares the information with her? I don't think he does.
I don't think he does either, and not that he doesn't trust her, but it's probably just, the ethical thing to do because there's so many spoilers out there nowadays.
He's under so many tight contracts. Like,
yeah.
He would literally lose everything.
Yeah. But as Lauren Zima, like, from her perspective, I would be so annoyed. It's like he knows all this great content and I'm a freaking entertainment news reporter and I can't know. Like, it's just like it's literally dangling it in front of your face.
But do you think ET and ABC like have a thing together?
I don't know.
And they kind of like bounce it off each other.
I should probably look into it more. I don't know who owns ET. I'm sure it's some other bigger company.
Some white dude.
Eats piece of popcorn. Anywho. So, yeah, during Bachelor seasons, whatever, Bachelor, Bachelorette, be happy.
Yeah, we went off on a tangent.
We went off on a tangent. We'll be covering that stuff because we are diehards. We even get matching shirts every year. But we also are big wine lovers. So we'll be doing a wine of the week.
Like right now, we are drinking the Chelan Ridge. What is this? A 2016 Syrah Rosé from Lake Chelan. Now, if you're from the Pacific Northwest, you know what Lake Chelan is. It's over on Eastern Washington. Big wine country.
Yep. So the lake itself is gorgeous. It's pretty long. I think it's like 18 miles or something like that.
No, it's like 56.
Oh, wow. That was a major under guess.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's one of the most clean lakes in the Pacific Northwest. So it's really beautiful.
And there's wine surrounding it, which makes it my favorite place on earth.
Yeah, we actually had Alex's bachelorette party there and did a wine tasting tour, which was fun. But So if you're in the Pacific Northwest area, we've had a lot of wine. Check out Lake Chelan, and also specifically the Chelan Ridge Winery. Their wines are actually one of my favorites from Chelan because they not only have the Syrah Rosé, but they have the
Cabernet Franc Rosé.
So like these Syrah grapes, they essentially peel them, so then it comes out to this beautiful like pink, almost red color, and same with the Cab Franc Rosé, and it's such a good chilled like summer wine. Although it's literally the dead of winter here, and we just got through we just got through a snowstorm, but we were feeling some rosé. Anyway, again on another tangent. My boyfriend is convinced I have ADD, by the way. This podcast will probably prove that diagnosis.
I probably do, too.
Anywho. So,
like everyone, though?
Probably. We will be doing Wine of the Week. Probably most of the time featuring Washington wines, just because I'm a big wine snob. And
Walla Walla. We have good wine, though. We have Woodinville, we have Chelan, we have Walla Walla, we have Yakima Valley. Yeah. Like, why wouldn't you drink Washington wines if you lived in Washington?
Totally. And there's even Spokane wines. Although I was just in Canada, in Victoria, BC, shout out. And I tried a few Canadian wines. They weren't bad. You know, similar climates to here. Anywho, we love Washington wine. I also love a California wine. So we'll probably stay pretty loyal to those. But we also, at some point, will be getting a shipment of Caitlin Bristow's Spade and Sparrows wine to review that. We went to her live podcast taping, and they sold out. They sold out of that shit in like under 30 minutes. Yeah. And it's funny because she said right when the podcast started, I told the venue they would sell out, and guess what they did? And then the third segment of the week that we will be eventually getting to, it'll probably take some time to build up, our following and our brand and all that stuff, but we are gonna implement a anonymous secret / advice line. So if you just need to get something off your chest, call this line, leave a message,
send me your secrets.
If you need advice but don't want to tell your name or your circumstances live, this is the place to leave a message. If you do want advice,
leave a message at the tone.
Yeah, if you do want advice and want it live so you can provide more context and details, that's also an option. But, some of us got some deep, dark secrets, and it sometimes just feels so good to just get it out in the open. I know personally I have a few.
I'm an angel. I don't know what you're talking about.
She's not. I have a few secrets. None that like my closest friends don't know, but it sometimes just feels good to get like the weird shit off your chest that happens. Like you just got to get it out. So that's what we're here for. So yeah, I was gonna say something else and then totally forgot. I should have wrote it down.
But that's where our mind is at, because we've gone through 2 bottles of wine.
2 bottles.
And it's a Friday night, 11 o'clock at night. We are living our best life.
And I will say, to get this freaking microphone and the software set up,
currently our microphone is sitting in a vase.
This is rough. Like, this is not only basic, this is like ghetto. Like, I will post a picture of the current situation, but it's this microphone my little brother gave to me. It's actually a pretty good quality microphone.
Shout out to Jeffrey.
Shout out Jeffrey. He's a Twitch famous, I'm pretty sure. That's a video game streaming site. He gave me this microphone that he used to use for his live gaming, and he got a better one, so he just passed this over to me. It happens to be really nice. Anyway, we don't have a stand for it. We only have one. We're looking into some more equipment, but
So, if you want to sponsor a podcast,
no.
Hit us up.
Nah. But this freaking microphone's literally sitting in like one of those dollar store vases.
Don't judge my dollar store vase.
No, I'm pretty sure of the same one. It's a pretty clever setup. So, I was going to say though, the freaking software to get this stuff set up, like I shout out to every professional podcaster. I know that a lot of you are now in like these nice studios where you have like audio technicians and other staff helping you out, but for those doing it at home, for those who are doing a setup in their garage, or maybe they're like, you know, an intermediate podcast, like not literally their first episode, but like maybe their 100th, and they're like kind of getting their game together. Either way, this stuff is hard. This is really hard. Like, we definitely spent over 2 hours just trying to connect the microphones to this freaking software.
Shout out to you.
Yeah.
And
if you have any tips, let us know.
Yeah.
Like, we're not trying to outshine any other podcast. We just want to be here and be real with you all and have a good time and drink some wine and talk some shit. But
talk shit, get hit.
Talk shit, get hit. But props to all of you. I have a lot of respect for the industry. This is very hard.
Yep.
So,
and with everything, there's a learning curve.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, you don't think it's going to be easy right off the bat. I mean, there's a lot of strategy involved and planning, and it's going to be a bumpy ride, but I think it'll be worth it. And I'm really excited to get to know some of our listeners.
I mean, who knows? In like a year or two, we could be at like, what is it? The Streamies or the Webbies? No, it's the Webbies, I think. So I last night went to the Stuff You Should Know podcast live show in Seattle.
Shout out.
Yep. Chuck and Josh. My husband is a major fan. And also, if my husband is listening in his car right now during his commute, hi, honey, I love you. But they, like, seeing it actually fully in action. I was texting Lauren during the show as we were, like, confirming the name for the show. And we were like, okay, we need to make a logo and all these things. And I just was like, holy shit, like, that could be us. And just a couple months ago, what was that, November?
Yeah.
We went to the Off the Vine podcast live
birthday.
show. Yeah, for her birthday. And even then, like, we didn't have the idea of a podcast.
I mean, we've like briefly joked about it, but like never actually like thought about sitting down and like strategizing and like coming up with our vision and goals and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of us for making it actually happen, even if it totally just goes and like ends in a dumpster fire. At least we're trying.
I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, so Alex is a small business owner. I work for a small business, and I appreciate nothing more than hard work of a group of folks. And so I think that even if we end up getting like, 50 followers, regular listeners on this podcast, that's a success to me, because we literally have no training on this, no idea what we're doing.
And there is nothing, like, there's no how-to guide to how to podcast. Like, while we were setting up our microphone and stuff like that, we were trying to, like, YouTube search, like, how-to videos or, like, starter kits for podcasters. There's literally, like, nothing. And I feel like just a couple of years ago, they were in the same space for YouTube.
Totally.
Like,
or even, like, makeup artists that are sharing their content online.
Yeah.
Same space.
Like YouTube, or even, like, Instagram, like IGTV tutorials,
Right.
those types of things. Like, that didn't really exist. And then in these past 5 years, I would say, it has really just, like, taken over social media into this sensation of everyone being fully, like,
Connected.
yeah, connected to this world.
Yeah, well, and I think another like benefit for the podcast is like I'm a pretty creative person in certain aspects, and I feel like since graduating from college and even high school, like you lose a lot of your creative outlets, and I feel like even in social media, like unless you're an influencer, it's like, why would I bother creating like meaningful content? And so now, like, go ahead.
Influencers, and I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this.
Well, I mean, we don't want to bash people, but
I'm not bashing people, but
right.
Some of these influencers, they think that they are like super creative with these like ads that they put on their page.
Oh, the ads are
like,
a totally different story.
I'm sorry, you're taking a selfie and being like, go buy this face mask. Like, that is not a
Creativity.
super creative outlet.
Yeah.
Like, that does not, people who label themselves as a content creator should be able to come up with like a full marketing plan and like content,
like brand management plan.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they're literally just posting a picture of like a selfie.
Yeah.
Like, unless you are hiring a full photographer, maybe like a creative director of the shoot, makeup, hair, like fashion, those types of things, like, I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent, but,
It's okay.
and that's another topic, but like, that to me is not a content creator.
Yeah. And, you know, there are a lot of definitions and interpretations of what a content creator is these days. I mean, it's really open up to your own imagination. So
Well,
to
everyone
us,
wants to be an influencer.
yeah, to us though, like the purpose for this podcast isn't necessarily to be an influencer. It's really just to have like raw, real conversations. They don't always have to be serious or silly.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of jump from one mood to the next in a matter of minutes. I mean,
I like mood swings. Don't hate me.
yeah, we like to have a good time, but we can also get down and dirty in the nitty gritty about the serious stuff of life. And I think that a lot of podcasts do a wonderful job of that. And it's great. But one thing I was thinking about earlier today is a lot of really popular podcasts are hosted by people who were already famous before they started the podcast. And not that we want to be famous, but I think it's just like super relatable to listen to average girls who are literally just average. Like, we are working in corporate America. We have a very average basic life. Of course, we're very like blessed and we have wonderful support systems, friends and family and all those things. But, you know, to be able to just share those raw, like uncensored thoughts and conversations between two average freaking people. And a lot of our guests that we'll have on are average people from around here. And just because you're average doesn't mean that's wrong.
No,
and just
not
because
at
you're
all.
basic, just because you a basic bitch don't mean you're wrong. It just means you're relatable.
Well, and that is like what this podcast is about, is like breaking that stereotype. People think, for example, like a basic bitch is someone who talks like this and is like, all I want is Starbucks and like to go get my nails done. But like, as I say, like the same time, myself and Lauren, yes, we can be basic, but at the same time, like, we work in corporate America, but I'm sorry, we're boss ass bitches who conquer this field. Like, Lauren works in recruiting and HR, and I work as an administrative assistant in fields that can be so looked down upon of.
And dominated by men.
And yeah, that
Love
we can
men,
stand
but-
for ourselves
Yeah.
and be bosses and be confident with ourselves and who we truly are.
Well, and to add on to that, like a lot of people might view, and to Alex, I'm not saying this to make you feel bad about anything, because you're a warrior and a survivor of many things, and you've made a lot of progress in your life and you're doing great things. But a lot of people might view someone like Alex, who is in an administrative role, as oh, well, they're just a secretary. Well, no, there's a lot more to it.
Or they're not very smart. They're not good at what they do, or they can't advance in life.
Right. But there are so many awesome people, men and women, or non-gender identifying folks, that are in administrative support roles, or like myself are in recruiting and HR and all these. They're more like feminine type roles, and that's fine. We're happy to be in them. I would say that for the most part, like especially for Alex and I, like the role of our work doesn't define us. It enhances our life.
Yep.
But on top of that, we don't feel demeaned by the title of administrative assistant. You're using your position as a learning opportunity and a stepping stone to that next level. And that's what everyone should view their current role as. I mean, titles are just titles. It's the same thing as like a boyfriend versus a husband. Like if you have a boyfriend for 10 years, or
It's the same thing.
or you've been, dating someone for 3 years and then married them 7 years, the boyfriend is almost as equivalent to the husband. The only thing missing is the legal document. It's the same type of stuff. So
Yeah.
I guess what we're getting at is that, as women in society and in corporate America, or not corporate America, in, creative arts and freelancing and all those types of, wherever you work,
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunity available. And
yeah, whatever you're doing, whether you're an entrepreneur or you work in corporate America,
or you're a stay-at-home mom or a caregiver,
unemployed right now
because of some reason that you don't have to owe anyone an explanation for. Yeah. So anyway, we've gone on a huge freaking ramble. Blame it on the wine, but we're excited. I'm excited to get to know our listeners, and cheers. Take a sip. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see where this takes us. Even if we don't become famous, we're still going to continue it because
YOLO.
Alex and I, as part of one of our things that really upholds our friendship, is consistency. So for at least the last 4, maybe 5, even more years, we've really focused on getting together at least one time a week. Even if it's just to hang out and sit and look at stupid ass TikTok videos, or
even if it's like super brief. I think that is one thing. I do want to say this. A lot of people will probably message us or make some sort of comment, and I know Lauren will agree with me. We always said to each other, our number one rule is we will never live together.
Because we would literally kill each other.
We would literally kill each other being together all the time. And like we would never own like a full business together or anything like that. It's like the same thing as living with each other, but doing something like this that can unite a friendship into one and like mesh our personalities. And like speaking of our personalities, I'm introverted until I really get to know someone.
Oh,
that's my dog.
Alex has 2 little doggies.
Yeah.
Dookie, come here, bud.
But Lauren is like pretty extroverted in everything she does, and I'm a little more like introverted until I get to know someone, and then I'm like a completely other person. I'm like, yes, queen. And I'm like kind of wild, and I let myself go. And I hope this is a place that I get to allow myself to be that other side of myself that I might not be able to be at work in corporate America, because I am very serious, and it's almost like my alter personality in that sense. But in this, like, and in my small business, in my makeup artistry business, like I get to be so like myself and just be 100% authentic to Alex and who I was meant to be, and be loud and drink wine and be silly and dance to music all the time and just do whatever the hell I want when I want.
Yeah.
And that's what, this podcast is about, is saying what we want when we want, being ourselves very authentically.
It's interesting that you perceive yourself as the introvert and I'm more the extrovert, because for the longest time in our friendship, although I'm a year older than Alex, you probably would just assume we're the same age based on our friendship. But growing up, like in high school, Alex was little crazy girl. When I first met Alex, I literally fucking hated her guts.
Yeah.
I was a TA in middle school and was a TA to her class.
Can we make a comment about how basic of a bitch I was? This was in 8th grade, people.
So early 2000s, I'm working as a TA, a teacher's assistant in my old English teacher's class, and Alex is a year below me. This bitch walks to the front of the class with her bleach blonde curly hair. She does have naturally...
Ain't no shame in my game.
Yeah, she does have naturally curly hair. So she had her curly hair. Walks up, hot pink velour juicy suit, like pants and jacket, tucked into her black motherfucking nose. And
that was the shit back then.
Yeah, and and braces. And she smacks her test down on the table and says, "This is the wrong grade." And I'm like, well, I graded it and it's right.
I only deserve A's.
And I was like, pretty sure you got like a C on this test. And she's like, check it again.
Probably.
And that's pretty much all I remember. And she marched back to her seat and grabbed her, like, I'm sure it was like a razor. Like, what kind of cell phone did you have in middle school?
I did have a pink razor.
Yeah. Flips out. It was stupid TA gave me a C. Anyway.
It was Mr. Denman's class.
Yes, shout out.
At you.
Shout out. Best teacher ever.
Oh, yeah.
But, so then, like, a year goes by. And I'm in high school. And then I'm about to be a sophomore, and at our school, actually no, I would have met you my sophomore year. Well, re-met you.
You were a sophomore. I was a freshman.
Oh, rewind. Okay, I tried out for the cheer squad. You can't try out for the cheer squad till you're a freshman in high school. So I try out, yada yada. I made the team, and the tradition from our high school was to do like a little fun, like, I don't want to call it.
It was not fun.
Well, for you, because that's a different story. Check out Como 4 News. It was like a light, I don't want to say hazing, because my year was definitely not hazing at all.
It was hazing.
For you guys, not for me.
I was shoved in a freezer.
Yeah, for your year. Well, so that's a whole other episode. We can have a whole episode on hazing, like sorority hazing. Anyway.
Okay.
So I get kidnapped, well, you know, lightly kidnapped in the middle of the night. Like, my mother knew this person was coming and left a key under the mat. The person who kidnapped me happened to be Alex's older sister, Brittany. And she's driving down this, like, main highway in our area going, like, 80. And I'm blindfolded. And all I hear from the speakers is, let me lick the lollipop. Like the Lil Wayne Lollipop song. And I'm, like, innocent. Like, I live under a rock, like, shelter girl. Like, what is he talking about? Licking a lollipop?
What's a lollipop?
And it took me like 3 years to figure out what that meant. Ew. Anywho, so yeah, Alex's older sister kidnapped me, and I was like, who's this crazy bitch?
Oh, we should also specify, my sister is 5 years older, and she was a senior when Lauren was a freshman. So as
senior cheerleader.
Yeah, as my sister was graduating, my sister was the one that was bringing in the new girls, which was Lauren.
Yeah, so that was the tradition. The exiting seniors haze, quote unquote, the incoming sophomores. Anywho, then the next year, Alex tried out for cheer, made the squad. I was pissed. I was like, God, this freaking hot pink, juicy velour sweatsuit bitch made the motherfucking cheer squad.
I'm sorry, I was a damn good cheerleader. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Alex was a professional dancer. She deserved to make it, and it turned out well. Anywho, so we re-become best friends.
Well, no. So
not
when
re-become.
When I first made the cheer squad,
I was pissed.
There was only like 4 of us freshmen that made the squad, and it was like this big deal. And it was like, basically, oh shit, like who, you know, these girls become your best friends. You're with them for like hours in a week. And at first it was kind of like, who do I trust? Like, who do I get along with? And all these things. And at first with Lauren, it was kind of like, I don't know if I vibe with her. I don't know if she likes me, if she hates me from what I have like previously met her when I was in middle school. And so it was really nerve-wracking. And so that's why I say, you know, I was an introvert at first, because I was literally scared shitless as a freshman. When you're a freshman in high school, you're like, you know, navigating this whole other experience, but then you're making, you know, a cheer squad in athletics, and it's just like a whole entire shift in who you are while you're, you know, in this major part of your life. I mean, high school is such a big part of who you are, who you become, and things like that. And so when I started hanging out with Lauren and some of the older girls, I was like, okay, I get along with them. And I was always more mature for my age, but like it just made sense to hang out with like the older girls on the cheer squad. And that's how I found myself like hanging out with Lauren. And then we just like kind of clicked. And I don't think there was like one certain thing, but it was just like that trust with each other, that it just like over this, it was a pretty short amount of time, honestly, though, but it was just that like we clicked, and ever since then, it was that we could trust each other and that we were, you know, each other's person.
Totally.
Like in Grey's Anatomy, you're my person. Like, I tell you everything.
I was gonna say, shout out if you are interested in Grey's Anatomy recaps as well. Not like too in depth, but like I'm a big Grey's Anatomy fan. Like I literally have rewatched the entire series multiple times. And I'm currently rewatching it right now. I'm at the point where Derek is coming back from DC and saying, I promise I didn't cheat on you. I'm so sorry. And Yang's in Switzerland. Anyway, yeah, so it's funny that, you know, you saw yourself as the introvert and me as the extrovert, because when we were in high school, Alex was high school and post high school heavily involved in pageantry, and I always thought that took a lot of balls, and it definitely does. And I was with her through many pageants, but it
was like my alter ego.
True, like it probably gave you a different confidence than like I was used to.
And I mean, even Tom, my husband, and we talk about all the time, like whenever we're at like a work event, like the Christmas party we just recently went to, it's like something that can just like I can turn on and off. Not that I'm fake, but like
it's just like the environment that you're in.
Yeah, you can automatically turn on the smile, the charm, hi, how are you, like, and just like you can turn it on and off so quick.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel like I am sometimes. Like, no, I don't really give a shit most of the time, like, what your hobbies are. But, like, I'm still going to talk to you and, like, make you feel like I'm interested.
Well, it's the same way, like, you go to work versus come home versus, like,
when
I'm hanging out with you, we're, like, we talk, like, ratchet as fuck and, like, get wild and then, like...
That's my type.
Yeah. Shout out Saweetie. And then, like, in front of my boyfriend, not like I'm a different person, but I'm just like, you know, you talk differently to different people. You're not going to talk like that in front of your parents versus your friends versus your significant other, you know. So anyway, I would say we are both introvert and extrovert in different situations, and it's just kind of funny to see like our personalities. Like I used to, quote unquote, I can say look up to you because you are taller than me, although you are younger than me.
Hey.
But like I would always look up to you, especially as a younger person. You being a younger person to me, like you had so much confidence and like goals and a lot of you know, aspirations, even as a young teenager. And I was just like, you know, in different ways, one or another, like inspired by your energy and stuff. And so it's funny to see how we are balancing out even more as individuals, and how we're kind of settling into life and settling into our careers and our families and all that kind of stuff. And it's pretty cool. So I will say though, pretty fucking basic that you were a pageant girl. I'm so proud of you for winning.
That's the most basic of basic, but
and shout out to Alex.
It's a different topic.
Sitting across from me, I'm sitting across from Miss Washington Teen USA 2012 and Miss Washington USA 2017. Yes.
2017.
Yes.
And the first person
to win both in Washington
both
State.
titles, and the first person in the whole entire nation to win both titles on their first time.
First try. That's my girl. That's my type. Win it the first time, not the second time. Don't show up and don't put effort in. Show up the first time and win.
Exactly.
That's how we do.
That's how we do in Washington. So,
to reiterate, this got way off topic, but that's fine.
I don't even
That's
know.
how we roll. Some future topics that we'll be discussing from some of these from a serious perspective, some from a just funny basic perspective. So Alex is a small business owner. I work for small business owners, so we would love to talk about that and bring on some guest speakers. That's the word. to talk about their experience as well.
When the wine hits you.
Additionally, who doesn't want to talk about some sad shit like autoimmune disease and fertility? Alex here is a rheumatoid arthritis warrior.
Yep.
We got an awesome friend, Kristen, who we actually met through a live podcast taping, who also suffers from Lyme disease. I should say thrives, because she's thriving.
Yes.
Shouldn't say suffer.
Yes, exactly.
Many folks in the community that can speak to tips and tricks on how to manage those diseases and really just actually educate you on what they are.
Well, and it's not even educating people on what they are or like how speaking directly to the people who have it and how to survive with it, but it's speaking to people who may know someone who has that disease
or might not and see these symptoms
and like things that I would pass along and how to be a great support system
or an advocate. Yeah. And then on top of that, so speaking of small business owners, Alex owns her own makeup, or I should say beauty company. It's called Glitter and Gloss Beauty. Shout out. She's a professional. Oh, did you hear that wine pouring? Makeup artist. She would love to share some tips and tricks with you, as well as some she has awesome dupes for a lot of different beauty products and even fashion products to save you money, because we all know how the freaking expensive it is to get that makeup and that fashion. So
trying to make you look as fly AF as possible.
Yes. And then on top of that, along with beauty comes health. I'm a big I don't want to say gym junkie. I like to work out.
But you are. I will brag on Lauren for a second. No. Shh.
Okay.
She, through the past year, it was the past year or more.
Year.
Yeah, year. She has completely transformed her life. When I was competing in pageants, I was literally gym rat. I literally didn't have time to hang out with Lauren.
It was annoying.
It
caused major problems.
Yeah, it did really cause problems.
I had to sit her down at Starbucks and be like, this pageant has taken place of our friendship.
It made me a different person. That's for a different, podcast. But she has made this, change in her life for the better, and has started regularly working out and has implemented these things into her life to make her just healthier and happier. And so I am so excited to just learn from her. And I haven't worked out in a year and a half probably, which is so embarrassing to say because I used to work out literally twice a day.
That makes me want to vomit.
Yeah. I would do fast and cardio in the morning, and then I'd go do weightlifting, and I would be gym, and then I went cold turkey because I was just so over it. I had competed at Miss USA. I was done with the swimsuit portion. I was just I want all the food, pizza, hamburgers, fries, Diet Coke. But even myself in these past 2 weeks, she has inspired me to be focusing more on my health and just even the small things doing a 30-minute workout every couple of days. It will really truly help you boost the endorphins in Legally Blonde,
increase that sex life, the libido,
and just focus on yourself. And it's you need to take that time for yourself.
Totally.
To focus on your health.
Yeah, so I'm excited to talk about that. We can talk about all about that journey.
And we'll have a guest speaker.
Yeah, my personal trainer and his wife, who is a certified nutritionist. We'll be having them on here. And then another thing that kind of goes along with the health and beauty, it's great to look good and feel good on the outside, but mental health is important. So what's on the inside needs to be healthy as well. So I don't want to call myself a subject matter expert on that because I'm not certified or trained on any of that, but I am very experienced and knowledgeable of the industry and
both of
the
us
benefits. Yeah.
Both of us have suffered with mental health.
Yeah.
And I don't say that with shame. I say that with pride.
Yeah.
In a way.
We're survivors.
Yep. And I would also want everyone to know that it's okay to suffer.
Totally.
With it.
Yeah.
And
well, you don't want to suffer forever, but
no,
have that period of suffering and then come out stronger.
Yep.
Work on
and
it.
That's, and that would be, you know, the main point also of that podcast specifically, but of this podcast in general, is just to be that support system for each other.
We try to be real up in here.
Yeah, and just, you know, most people will literally sugarcoat it and not be straightforward.
That is the thing. That should be one of our main, I don't want to say taglines or values, but like, we ain't sugarcoating shit. Yeah. And I'm going to say ain't, even though I am an educated woman. We ain't sugarcoating shit around here, except our motherfucking sour candy. Because, you know what? I literally get so annoyed when people try to sugarcoat their bullshit to me. And I'm just like, tell me how it is, and we'll get down to the root of the problem, and we'll find a solution. And if there's not a solution, we'll go find another solution.
It's like when you're at work and someone sugarcoats an email, and it's just like, just tell me what
you need. Get
to
the point.
What it is.
Yes.
Like, why are you going around this, like, which way? Just like, I'm sorry, just fucking say it. Yeah. And that's what I want this outlet to be, is like, just say it.
Yeah. Just say
it. Like, that's it.
Well,
and there's no judgment between me and you, between us and our listeners. Like,
just say it.
Just say it, just think it, and it's okay.
Well, I'm going to just say it and wrap this shit up, because there's a bowl of popcorn that's been sitting in front of us this whole time. We've been hopefully silently, eating piece by piece. I would like to shovel this popcorn into my mouth.
Yep.
Wash it down with some wine.
True that.
End the night. Oh, we need to talk about The Circle ending. We watched this awesome show on Netflix called The Circle. It's a new reality show. Highly recommend you check it out. But it's
addicting.
We watch it separately, and we haven't discussed the finale yet, so we need to get talking to that. But in the meantime, holler at us via Instagram. I don't know if you actually really want to email us, but our handle is The Basic Bitch Podcast on Instagram. Email's there as well if you really want to, like, write us a novel. If you have a
secret confession.
Well, we don't want your secrets via email because we know who you are. We'll put our phone number that we're gonna implement. I love that word, implement. But if you have some advice that you'd like from us, and you know you're not really we won't say your name on the podcast. We'll leave it anonymous. But if you want to just email us with some details, happy to share it there. So yeah, follow The Basic Bitch Podcast. Hit us up for any recommendations or topics you'd love to hear about. And as far as the podcast goes, like, rate, review, and subscribe.
You sound so professional.
Sound professional. No, but for real, like, if you enjoyed this podcast, you know, obviously we're just starting out. This is our first one. We appreciate you listening to our rambling, but tell your friends about us. Tell your family. Tell your mama. Tell your grandma.
Tell your friends and your friends' friends.
And your friends' friends. And friends.
And your boyfriends and your girlfriends.
And your coworkers.
Your nana and your papa.
And your niece and your nephew. All right. On that note, we are going to wrap it up.
I'm Alex.
I'm Lauren.
Good night.
Enjoy the rest of your week. Cheers.
Cheers.